Ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. I'm Megan Barthels. Welcome to this Friday, September 27th edition of Guadalupe Valley Views. Here's what's happening across the state. Texas AP reporting that the former South Texas judge has been sentenced to 5 years in federal prison after he was convicted of conspiracy, bribery, and obstructing justice. Prosecutors say Rodolfo Rudy Delgado was, while a state district court judge in Hidalgo County, took bribes for several years in return for favorable rulings. The 66-year-old former judge was sentenced Wednesday in McAllen, a little more than 2 months after a jury in Houston found him guilty. With his conviction, he resigned from the seat on the 13th Texas Court of Appeals, to which he'd been elected last November. Prosecutors say Delgado took more than $5,000 in bribes between January 2008 and November 2016. Prosecutors also say that when the judge heard the FBI was investigating him, he told the lawyer to lie about the payments. When it comes to nuts, apparently Texas is leaps and bounds above the rest. Snickers set out on a great American nut search earlier in the month and asked fans to rally behind the nut they'd like to see in the next Snickers bar. There were pictures for cashews from Florida, pistachios from California, even macadamia nuts from Hawaii, but candy makers Mars said ultimately it was Texans who were the most passionate about what else? Pecans. With the push from the Lone Star State, Mars announced a new limited edition Snickers pecan bar. The company says the candy will be featuring the same caramel and milk chocolate that's in the classic Snickers bar, but it will have pecans inside instead. The Snickers brand director, Josh Olkin, said that it turned out that fans from Texas and across the South are nuts about pecans and wanted to taste America's native nut in our iconic candy bar. The pecans for the candy bar will be produced at a plant in Waco, and for fans who can't wait for the candy to hit the stores, a limited number of custom curated boxes containing 15 Snickers pecan will be available for purchase online. In your ag markets, live cattle futures saw 10 to 30 cent gains in most contracts Thursday, with nearby October down a nickel. Feeder cattle futures were up 10 to 65 cents as September expired at $141.50. The CME feeder cattle index was up $1.10 September 25th at $141.13. Wholesale box beef prices were mixed on Thursday afternoon, with choice boxes down $1.12 at $213.51. Select boxes 50 cents higher at $190.39. October 19 cattle, they had closed down $102.95 at down a nickel. December cattle closed up 25 cents at $1.0875. February cattle closed at $115. That was up 27.5 cents. September feeder cattle closed at $141.5, down 7.5 cents. October feeder cattle closed at $143.10, up 65 cents. November feeder cattle closed at $141.45, up 32.5 cents. John Tuggle with Tuggle & Company, Corpus Christi, saying disappointing export sales of corn last week and recent poor demand for corn in general is offsetting the trade's concerns about potentially lower harvested acres and lower yields production. New corn sales for last week were only 19 million bushels, about half of what the trade was expecting. Export milo sales for last week were 2.6 million bushels to primarily Mexico and Japan. The consensus seems to be that Monday's USDA stocks and all positions report may be bigger than expected for corn due to slack demand for domestic feeding, ethanol, and exports. Cash milo basis levels delivered to Texas Gulf remain firm. Number 2 or better milo delivered to Corpus Christi, September, December plus 25 at 7.10. Houston, December plus 37.19. Progresso 7.25. October delivered to Corpus Christi, December plus 25, 7.10. Houston, December plus 37.19. Progresso 7.25. FOB Corpus Christi area elevators for milo 675-100. Wait for 30-day loading. Number 2 or better yellow corn, FOB Corpus Christi area, September, December plus 63, delivered to Houston, 4.35.5, Progresso 459. Number 1 soybeans delivered to Houston, truck only, September, October, November minus 90, 7.98.5, Placido, November minus 110, 7.78.5. Call before you trade. The market's always changing. 1-800-2-TUGGLE, 1-800-288-4453.
Mamas, tell all your babies, don't mess with Texas. Don't let them throw cans from them old pickup trucks. Don't let them throw bottles and papers and such. Mamas, tell all your babies, don't mess with Texas. Keep your trash off the roads, and she's a fine yellow rose. Treat Texas like someone you love.
Now with your SoSyntex area weather, here's meteorologist Bill Heckey.
A change is a-coming. It does look like about a week we'll get a nice front in the west side of North Texas tailing back toward the Permian Basin. That should be able to make its way south. So sometime next Thursday, Friday, we should be able to get a cold front and a chance of showers. And that would bring our temperatures back down maybe right around 90 on the upside, or maybe even upper 80s. I can't tell how strong or how cold the air is going to be right now, but we're still going to keep it basically hot and somewhat dry. Now, we have just enough discontinuity in the atmosphere, a little Gulf wave at times, dry line in West Texas, that we could get that stray shower. Now, it looks like we get a little better chance for a shower on Saturday and again on Sunday, and then go iffy on Monday if we've got a weak wave. The low I've been watching vicinity Yucatan is now more open. It's a trough of low pressure. If it can redevelop insofar as circulation or even become a little bit stronger wave, then we would have to look for some Sunday, Monday showers to be on the increase. I'm meteorologist Bill Heckey.
Thank you, Bill. Area weekend temperatures, our highs for today will be about 94 in Karn City and Cuero. Low tonight, 74 at LaGrange and San Marcos. Tomorrow's high in Gonzales, 93 degrees.
Next time you hook a big fish, no matter what it is, enter it in the Angler Recognition Program. Not only will you get recognition for the outstanding catch, but you'll also help Parks and Wildlife determine where these big fish are coming from, and that will lead to even better management of Texas fisheries. Learn more when you visit the Texas Parks and Wildlife website. Texas Parks and Wildlife reminds you that life's better outside.
On the obituary page, Samuel Eugene Jones passed away at the age of 56. Visitation this evening, 5 to 7 at Lifeway Baptist Church. A memorial service will be held tomorrow at 1 o'clock at Lifeway Baptist Church. Pearl Jacoby, 99 of Seguin, passed away September 22nd. Visitation in the morning at 10 o'clock with funeral services to follow at 11 at Trace Huell Mortuary in Seguin. Private interment will be at Guadalupe Valley Memorial Park. Alice Yochin passed away September 25th. Visitation will be held at 5 o'clock this evening at Swinky Baumgarten Funeral Home in Schulenburg, with the parish rosary tonight at 7. Funeral services will be tomorrow at St. Rose Catholic Church in Schulenburg at 10 a.m. Ann Hall passed away September 24th. Services will be tomorrow morning at 10 o'clock at Swinky Baumgarten Funeral Home in Schulenburg. Visitation will begin at 9 o'clock in the morning at the funeral home, and graveside services will be held tomorrow at 3 o'clock at Forest Park East Cemetery in League City. Elizabeth Liz Yannock, 76 of Sweet Home, passed away Sunday, September 22nd. Memorial funeral service will be at 11 o'clock tomorrow morning at Queen of Peace Catholic Church in Sweet Home, with visitation beginning at 10 a.m. Mamie Jane Nichols passed away September 22nd at the age of 92. Family will receive friends Sunday at 2 o'clock at Luling First United Methodist Church. Services will follow at 3 o'clock with interment to be held at Luling City Cemetery. Russell Allen Crawford of Lavernia passed away September 25th at the age of 38. Visitation will be held Tuesday, October 1st at 9 o'clock with the services to follow at 10 at Finch Funeral Chapel in Lavernia. Burial will follow at Concrete Cemetery in Lavernia. William Bill Henry Coppert, 74 of Lavernia, passed away September 25th. Memorial service will be Friday, October 4th at 3 o'clock at Trace Huell Mortuary in Seguin. I'm Egan Barthels, and this is SoSyntex Radio News.
Texas is my home, sweet home, so show her some love or leave her alone. Conserve our water and keep the air clean, that's what taking care of Texas means to me.
When I'm not on the road, I'm enjoying the great Texas outdoors. So let's all do our part to conserve our natural beauty. Visit TakeCareOfTexas.org to pledge to keep our water clean, and we'll send you a free Texas State Parks guide. Take care of Texas. It's the only one we've got.
According to the Gonzales Inquirer staff reporter Garrett McGinley, kicking off tomorrow, over 600 women from all over the country will descend upon Gonzales in camper trailers for a week of women empowerment and camaraderie. These women all belong to Sisters on the Fly, the country's largest women's outdoor group, with one very important rule: No men, no kids. Be nice and have fun. The group's celebrating its 20th anniversary with its first ever national gathering. Mary Lou Hostetter, the event coordinator and group member, told the Inquirer that they've done regional gatherings here and there, but never a national one. Hostetter, South Central Texas local, superhitting the Bringing Sisters on the Fly to Gonzales, said she knew J.B. Wells Park and figured it had to be the best location in the area to handle the event. After over a year of planning and negotiating, they've accomplished their goal and got Sisters a spot to fly into J.B. Wells Park. Initially, the group started as a women's fly fishing group, and it's blossomed into a social club with nearly 10,000 unique members across the country. Hostetter told the Inquirer that the women on this upcoming trip range from 21 years old to some in their early 80s. Though it's not a requirement to join the club, many of the women have uniquely decorated vintage camper trailers they reside in during trips. The Sisters' week-long visit to Gonzales just so happens to coincide with Gonzales' biggest celebration, Come and Take It weekend. Hostetter said she was working on having Sisters play a role in the celebration parade Saturday. Gonzales Chamber of Commerce Executive Director Daisy Shesky-Freeman confirmed the Sisters will be in the parade in some capacity. On top of the group's involvement in the parade, they partnered with Gonzales Main Street to hold a vintage trailer showing October 5th from 4 to 6. Tickets $5 for adults, children above 12, kids 12 and under are free. All proceeds will go to Main Street. Gonzales' tourism organization has been preparing for the Sisters' arrival for months now. The Chamber, with help from local businesses and Chamber members, prepared 671 welcome baskets for the Sisters. The Gonzales Convention and Visitors Bureau, in collaboration with Gonzales Main Street and Gonzales Historic Homes Association, designed and placed signs on busy roads and businesses downtown welcoming the Sisters to Gonzales. That story courtesy from the Gonzales Inquirer newspaper. This is SoCenTex Radio News.
I'm Dr. Charles Brydup speaking on behalf of the Texas UIL and Texas Sports Concussion Partnership. By now, players, coaches, and parents are well aware that concussions are among the top safety issues for student athletes, which is why it's up to you and all of us to watch for any signs of a concussion, because a concussion is a traumatic brain injury with potentially life-altering effects. Let's work together and keep our head in the game. And when in doubt, sit it out.
On the SoCenTex sports schedule, powered by ScoreStream, and boys varsity football tonight with a 7 o'clock kickoff, Prairie Lee at Living Rock, Runge at Skidmore Tynan. Tonight at 7:30, Hondo Owls at Gonzales Apaches, Falls City at Nixon Smiley, Smithville at Luling, Giddings at Navarro, New Braunfels at East Central, San Marcos at Judson, Bowie at Hayes, Memorial at Lockhart, Aikens at Del Valle, Wise at Bastrop, Yorktown at Flatonia, LaGrange at Taylor, Bloomington at Schulenburg, Shiner St. Paul at Weimar, Goliad at Shiner, Sinton at Yoakum, Hallettsville at Columbus, Victoria St. Joe at Hallettsville Sacred Heart, Louise at Stockdale, Karn City at Cole, Wharton at Cuero. College football tomorrow morning, A&M at Arkansas, 11 o'clock. Tomorrow night at 6, TLU of Seguin hosting Southwestern Pirates. Nicholls State at Texas State, that's also 6 o'clock kickoff. And University of Houston at North Texas Mean Green, kickoff 7 o'clock tomorrow night. Major League Baseball tonight, Texas Rangers hosting the Yankees. First pitch set for 7:05. The Astros are at the LA Angels tonight at 9:07. Tomorrow, New York at Texas, 6:05. Houston at LA, 8:07. And on Sunday, New York at Texas, 1:05. Astros at LA, 2:07 Sunday afternoon. In the NFL, the Texans host the Carolina Panthers in Houston. That's a noon game. Dallas Cowboys at New Orleans Saints Sunday night at 7:20.
Autumn cannot arrive soon enough for most of us, and when it does, it's time to create a wildscape in your yard. A wildscape is a small habitat that provides food, water, and shelter, the elements necessary to attract wildlife. A wildscape can be as simple as providing nectar plants for birds and butterflies, or as elaborate as restoring native vegetation. For information about how to create a Texas wildscape, visit the Texas Parks and Wildlife website. And remember, life's better outside.
On the SoCenTex bulletin board, fall in love with quilting in Luling. The Texas Tea Stitchers Guild invites anyone to share their quilts and a little bit of history tomorrow from 10 a.m. till 2 p.m. at Central Baptist Church. First Methodist Church and Episcopal Church of the Annunciation in Luling. Quilts will be displayed in the beautiful sanctuaries of the churches.